In the early 1980s, a small team of computer scientists and artists at Lucasfilm's computer division in San Rafael, California, began experimenting with the idea of telling stories using entirely computer-generated imagery. Led by pioneers like Ed Catmull and Alvy Smith, they believed that the same digital tools used for complex simulations and model rendering in industrial and scientific fields could also revolutionize filmmaking. In 1984, their division was spun off as an independent company, Pixar, with the backing of Apple co-founder Steve Jobs. Pixar's first years were spent creating groundbreaking short films. Luxo Jr., 1986, featuring a hopping desk lamp, and Tin Toy, 1988, a playful exploration of a toy's fear of a wailing baby. These award-winning shorts proved that computer animation could convey emotion, character, and narrative depth. They also demonstrated a unique blend of technical brilliance and heartfelt storytelling, exactly the combination that would become Pixar's signature. While these shorts dazzled festival audiences, Pixar's leadership sought a larger canvas, a feature-length film entirely animated by computer. In 1991, Disney, then the world's leading animation studio, signed a joint production agreement with Pixar. Disney would fund production and handle distribution, while Pixar would supply the digital artistry and story development. The working title, Toy Story. At the helm was John Lasseter, Pixar's chief creative officer and director of the early shorts. A former Disney animator who had left during the 1980 strike, Lasseter saw in computer animation the same principles that guided hand-drawn filmmaking: compelling characters, clear emotional arcs, and visual storytelling that respected the intelligence of its audience. He assembled a tight creative team, writers Joss Whedon, Andrew Stanton, Pete Docter, and Joe Ranft among them, to flesh out the concept of living toys whose greatest wish was to be loved by their owner. Story development was iterative and, by Pixar standards, grueling. Early drafts wrestled with tone. Should the movie be broadly comedic or emotionally poignant? Characters evolved. Woody, initially conceived as a ventriloquist dummy, became a pull-string cowboy doll. Buzz Lightyear, once a generic space hero, gained his iconic "to infinity and beyond" catchphrase. Test screenings with children revealed moments that flew, Buzz's first flight simulation, and moments that flopped, a song sequence that felt too Disney musical. The team rewrote scenes, reanimated sequences, and refined character arcs until every gag, every visual detail, and every bit of dialogue served the central theme: the bittersweet journey from jealousy to friendship. Technically, Toy Story pushed the limits of the hardware and software of its day. Animators battled rendering times measured in hours per frame, storage constraints on then cutting-edge silicon graphics workstations, and the challenge of crafting believable surfaces, be it Woody's fabric vest, Buzz's shiny plastic armor, or Rex's rubbery green skin. Innovators at Pixar developed new algorithms for ray tracing, texture mapping, and virtual lighting, creating environments that felt alive, from Andy's sunlit bedroom to Sid's shadowy, toy torture basement. By mid-1995, after nearly 4 years in production, Toy Story was complete. Its premiere at the El Capitan Theater in Los Angeles was a milestone, the first feature-length film to be entirely computer-animated. Audiences and critics were enchanted by its rich characters, laugh-out-loud humor, and surprising emotional depth. Woody's fear of replacement, Buzz's identity crisis, and their eventual mutual respect resonated across generations. The film recouped its budget within weeks, eventually grossing over $350 million worldwide. Beyond box office success, Toy Story reshaped the animation industry. It led to sequels, merchandise lines, theme park attractions, and even an entirely new paradigm for story development: Pixar's Story Trust, a collaborative peer review process that remains central to their filmmaking. Disney, initially cautious about this digital upstart, deepened its ties, acquiring Pixar in 2006 and appointing Lasseter as chief creative officer of both Pixar and Walt Disney Animation. 2 decades on, Toy Story endures not merely as a technical marvel but as a tale of friendship, loyalty, and the poignant passage of childhood. Its creation story, of a cadre of dreamers and tinkerers, of corporate partnerships and creative battles, of code and claymation roots, remains as inspiring as Woody and Buzz's own journey from strangers to steadfast allies. In the annals of cinema, Toy Story stands as the film that taught us to look at our old toys and imagine the secret lives they lead when we're not watching.